after what you're afraid of. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. So, yeah. Go after what you're afraid of. That is your compass. That's terrible advice. I'm sorry, that's terrible advice. It doesn't work for me. Why? Well, very simple. I'm afraid of many different things. I'm afraid of so many things, man. And I don't know which one to go for. You know? If you're a person that has a lot of self-clarity, a lot of self-awareness, maybe that advice actually makes sense to you because you know the reason why you're afraid of that actual thing. Maybe you're afraid of actually making videos because you want to make a lot of videos. But fear, we're afraid of many different things. I'm afraid of Scorpios. I'm afraid of the astrological sign Scorpio, and I'm afraid of the actual spider-like Scorpios, you know, because they're venomous. And on the other side, the astrological side can also be venomous. So, we're poisonous. I don't know the difference. I think both sound very dangerous, so I'm just not gonna go near them, right? But we're afraid of many different things, man. I'm afraid of jumping from a plane. Does that mean that I should jump from a plane? Absolutely fucking not, right? So for me, somebody that's as confused, as lost as me, that the advice just doesn't make sense to me, you know? Look at the deep void that you're afraid to look at. Look at the darkness of your soul. I hear some people say that, some jargon like that. It's just jargon. What the hell does that even mean? Looking at the deep darkness of your soul. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean, man? You know? I don't know what that means. So, I love things that are actually actionable and practical. Something that I can start doing today. But going after what I'm afraid of? Well, I'm afraid of many different things, you know? So, how do I choose? I don't know how to choose. Maybe if you know the reason why you're afraid in the first place, maybe you will understand that maybe that fear is not actually justified and that fear is not the fear that you think it is. Let's say you're afraid of making videos. Well, that's not the actual fear. The fear is people rejecting you, and if people reject you, you're gonna be kicked out of the tribe and you're gonna go alone in the jungle and you're not gonna survive for very long. So, you're fearing death. Because you're gonna be expelled and you're gonna be exiled from the tribe. This is our brain. Our brain is old. We're still living in that tribe mentality that we lived like 10,000 years ago when we were like 150 people, and that's about that. So the fear is not even that fear that you're thinking you're afraid of. It's just something else. So you gotta dig. And for me personally, I don't have time. I don't have time to dig. I don't have time. I'm just not gonna take this advice. I'm just not gonna take this advice. I'm just gonna look for something else. And I'm just gonna be like, that's terrible advice. You know? Because I don't have time to dig. Who the fuck has time to dig? Are you telling me that somebody's gonna take a pen and they're gonna sit down there and just write what I'm afraid of? Why am I afraid of this? And then, I've tried that. Trust me, I've tried it. I just made it worse. I just made the fear worse. Trust me, I don't like journaling about my fears. I don't like journaling about my thoughts. And everybody is like, but that's good therapy. That's the psychologists recommend that. And people recommend that. Well, not for me. It's not good. I don't like to dig deep and understand why my fears, and I'm just gonna overthink everything. So it's not for me. God damn it. So if it is for you, good for you. Because I don't know what I'm talking about at the end of the day. So I'm just sharing my experience with this advice because I cringe whenever I hear go after what you're afraid of. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah. And at the end of the day, it's just such a overused phrase. Just like the phrase, at the end of the day. Everybody's just saying it. At the end of the day. I just said it again and again and again. It's just overused. That's how people are just becoming lazy and they're just overusing phrases because they sound cool. You know? What the hell does that even mean at the end of the day? Does that mean that we conclude something? It's a conclusion? Probably, yeah. Actually it means something, but go after what you're afraid of can be a terrible advice. I'm personally afraid of Scorpios. As I said, I'm not gonna go near them. So